Welcome back. It's week 4 of the 52 Frames Challenge, and this week's challenge is Scene from a Movie, where I'll take Peyton, my niece, and turn her into a tennis superstar. My inspiration for this week's photo came from the old tennis court just down the road from my sister's house. I thought it would make a brilliant backdrop to a sports movie. You know, the idea of a young star rising, starting out in unideal circumstances. The idea was to capture the relentlessness needed to become a sports star, practicing through rain or shine, day or night. Thus, my initial idea was to take the photo at night while raining and having a spotlight from behind, whether it was the court's light or even just some car lights, lightening the scene and emphasizing the rain. Although these photos were taken in the controlled environment of the Sharjah rain room, the concept and the idea is more or less what I had in mind for the photo this week. The problem was that my model is only a 7-year-old. Thus, I couldn't really expect her to play around in the rain at night when she was already tired from a full day full of adventures. The time I spent waiting to align my model's mood, the weather, and the ideal shooting conditions, I spent reading up more about cinematography. Once you open that can of worms, you can go on for days. One of the most helpful YouTube channels that I came across was Studio Binder in particular. The 3 videos that really stood out to me was camera angles, shot framings, and shot sizes. The day before I had to fly back to Dubai, I decided, let's do it. I'm going to scrap the night photo idea and do it early morning when my model is well rested. I also had the rain I wanted and the flooded, muddy tennis court, which were the perfect conditions for this week's photo. It turned out to be quite a fun shoot. The tennis equipment distracted her, not focusing on the camera and just having fun. I did a few shots, different angles, and then ended up with a photo I was fairly happy with, although quite a few made some really nice photos. I started the photo with some basic edits that I'm quite used to. I then added a color profile and color grading to give it that cinematic look. Since this was an opportunity to push the editing a bit further than I'm usually comfortable with, I downloaded some brushes and layers from Adobe stock that I could use in the photo. I wanted to add some more raindrops and some dramatic light. I don't use these layers and brushes often and struggled quite a bit with them. Since this photo, I've learned that doing a round trip to Photoshop from Lightroom reapplies the color profile, and it's something to keep an eye out if your photo looks all wonky after your round trip to Photoshop. I've spent some time on this photo and learned quite a lot, but decided to go for one of the last photos I took, which is a detail shot that tells a much more open-ended story. I've managed to capture a few other photos I'm fairly happy with as well. My trip in Mauritius is coming to an end, but I really enjoyed incorporating my niece and my nephew into my photos. For this week's photo, I would like to give thanks to Peyton, who was a brilliant model and really played her part, and also to Annika, who took the behind the scene footage for this week. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. Next week, I'm back in Dubai, and the challenge is shoot from below. So let's look up and see what's going up there. See you then. Bye bye.